Hey guys, welcome back to 4FS Gaming. I am Ascendance, and many of you that have been watching my Star Wars Battlefront 2 videos will have realized by now that the Flame Trooper here is definitely my favorite class in the game. I absolutely love it, and I have made a video on it before, the secrets of the Flame Trooper, which went into all of the details and the statistics, and a few tactics, but in this video I want to focus on some more advanced tricks you can use with it, and also talk about some of the star cards. So the first map we're going to look at here is Takodana. Now, Takodana is a large open map, and you'd think that this is not the best time for the Flame Trooper to come into play. I disagree, I think he's excellent on it, and we can see here that I'm just burning up these troopers. These shields can't do anything against the flames, as we know, and they do have very high damage. Also, quickly, I'll go over the star cards I'm using. I'm not going to use their exact names because I always forget them, but I have increased health at Epic at this point, which takes me to 480 health. Oh, and look at this squad shield here. That's just a free kill for me, because as we know, the flames go right through shields, and no one else's blasters can. So that 480 health is really nice. With the 175 bonus from Fortify, I can become easily as tanky as many heroes and have more health than the likes of even Boba Fett or Han Solo, for example. That's very useful. It makes this the toughest enforcer in the game by far, and also it's still pretty mobile with access to the roll, which the Super Battle Droid does not have. The other star cards I'm using are the gaining health back upon each kill. I've only got that at rare. I think by now, by the time of recording, I will have upgraded it to epic. I do really like it. Okay, so here we go. I've been overloaded, but because I have so much health, I'm able to survive, and you'll notice there that I'm on 71 health. That's only because I healed 33 after killing each of those two resistance fighters because of that star card that gives me health on kills. There we go. At 33, it doesn't make too much of a difference, but it does keep me alive a few instances throughout this gameplay. When you get the Epic, which gives you 50 points per kill of health, it really does help you out. Okay, so here I am taking on the Wookiee Warrior. I've got him cornered. I need maximum damage, so I activate the Overload, and he's dead in seconds. It's just such an efficient ability. When Overload is active, you can deal an enormous amount of damage very quickly. However, I don't actually use Overload that much because mobility is everything with the Flame Trooper. You'll notice that when Overload's active, you're slower, and you always need to be ready to run, duck back to cover, or you're going to find yourself dead rather quickly despite that high amount of health. Now we're coming to the end of this life because I'm about to make a pretty silly mistake if I remember correctly. I just want to talk about what happens here. I go up, I see a target, I get shot from behind, I'm like overconfident, I can take this, but it is a mobile sentry which takes me out. So now we're going to go over and we're going to look at a little bit of gameplay of Starkiller Base, and in my opinion this is the map for the Flame Trooper. I mean, he is just a god on this map. It's a bit unfair. You'll notice here in the tight corridors I do a lot of switching what shoulder I'm looking over. So I'm always pressing, for me on controller that's down on the D-pad, switch the shoulder view. It really helps me peek corners, which is excellent with the flames. Now, one of the advanced tactics I want to bring to your attention today is something really simple actually, but it's something that a lot of people don't do, and it's when you choose to fire the gun. If you start firing when your target is out of range and then try and walk into range, chances are they will be able to run away, stay in the periphery of the cone where they'll only take marginal damage and deal a good amount of damage to you and can even take you out. However, if you wait till you get close, you roll in to go right up in their face, and then you activate the flame cone, you have a much greater chance of killing the target. And that goes for when your opponent escapes your flames. You can't just keep firing and walk forward. You have to disengage the flamethrower, you have to get in close and shoot again. If you hold it down when there's no target in the flame, you're probably not going to come out on top unless you've got teammates that can mop up for you. So there we go. If you're paying attention to the screen, you notice that I'm switching shoulders all the time, every time I approach a corner in order to get the best advantage. I'm coming out here to peek probably the longest sight line on Starkiller Base, and I see there's an enemy or two. I don't really want to engage across there, so I meet up with my friend Crowned Ponyo, who has also brought in a flame trooper. That grenade covers my back, and he will also, I think, throw a grenade in here, and we're going to push in together. Roll out of the way of the thermal detonator. Here he goes. So he does a lot of jumping, I do a lot of rolling. He puts a grenade behind them, and we can just wedge them in between that fire and our flamethrowers. Sorry, I forgot to mention, the third star card that I'm using is the increased radius on my grenade. So that's increased by 80%. You may have noticed that the Wookiee does not last long at all when up against a flame trooper, let alone two of them. It doesn't actually have that much health. People think the Wookiee is an absolute tank. It's really not. It's got significantly less health than the flame trooper. What makes the Wookiee seem so strong, in my opinion, is the fact that you have characters like Finn and Yoda, plus officers on the light side, that are capable of really buffing its health up, which means Wookiees, I think, are a lot better in Galactic Assault than in something like Blast. Here we go, surprised on the side by two troopers, but the flames do so much damage, you don't even have to aim. It is very, very strong. You'll notice that I am still corner peeking, rolling everywhere. If you could see from Crown Ponyo's perspective, he's running behind me, and he does a lot of jumping when he gets into combat, because even though you do have 480 health with that epic star card, headshots is what's going to take you out, really. So if you keep jumping, moving that head, it makes it hard. Fire everywhere from that grenade, and we're going to move on in. Okay, so this is an interesting engagement. A jump trooper is a lot more mobile than a flame trooper, and should be able to get out of the way almost all the time. However, that one got into a confined space and couldn't really do much at all. Honestly, I think that running the double flame trooper like this on this map is a little bit unfair. It's just so incredibly powerful. Here we go, see an officer. I disengage the shot straight away because I know that he's out of range. Wait till I get in range, and they don't stand a chance. He dropped the squad shield, which is a mistake, because I can just hang out here and hope that someone else comes by, because I can shoot through it, and no one else can. And then I go back on the hunt. On this map, on any map, when I play the flame trooper, you can't, you've really got to think about hunting down enemies. Okay, so this is a tricky engagement. The Wookiee gets some shots off, and he's activated his overload. I know if I step out, the Wookiee is absolutely going to mince me. So I'm patient, I wait until it ends, and then I approach along with Crown Ponyo here, and he does not have enough damage to get through almost 1,000 health worth of flame troopers before we can melt him down. It takes about 2 seconds to kill a Wookiee, and that's without overload, so you don't even have to aim it. Flame troopers are very good against Wookiees, exceptionally good against them, simply because of that damage output. Now, I haven't talked much about the grenade. I've been using it mostly as area denial. Oh, here is another shield, which is just free kills, because you cannot be touched while that shield is up. Another synergistic tactic that you can use is to pair a flame trooper with an officer with the squad shield, and you place that down. This is probably better for Galactic Assault when you've got to defend a choke point or an objective, and you can shoot through that squad shield, and they can't. Okay, let's talk about the grenade here. I'm chasing down and dodging a jump trooper, a rocket trooper, who is fast enough to get away from me. I can do a little bit of damage, but they are going to escape. I throw a grenade, and due to its massive blast radius, I'm able to secure the kill. So that is the second reason I use grenades. Firstly, to cover my escape, as I mentioned in a previous video, and also because it will allow me to mop up kills that are outside of my flamer's range. You've got to think that that's my most long range ability, that grenade throw, and it does 100 damage in a large radius when you have that upgrade, so anything far away that is on low health you can pretty reliably kill with the grenade. It has a low fuse time. So thank you for watching. We're just going to finish up now with some pretty funny footage of me countering Emperor Palpatine. Thanks for coming by, and I'll have a Death Trooper guide for you out very shortly. Until then, I hope you're all having a great week. This is Ascendance from 4FS Gaming.